Hello, I'm Habiel from the Vista Expertise Network, and I'm going to be showing you right now how to become a subscriber to the patch module. So, just trying to get this on GitHub under my name and then /patch module. You're going to see where the part where I actually the instructions that you need to follow in order to become a subscriber to the patch module. And this is what we're gonna follow to set up your system. The first thing I need to tell you is the patch module works through Mailman and it works through port 25. So while we could certainly set it up so that you're actually listening on the internet to port 25, we don't recommend that, and the method we're showing you in the documentation has to do with setting it up setting it up via polling the system for new messages or basically new patches. So the good thing is you don't have to worry about any of this now. But there is one important thing though, is if you try to do this from your home, you will fail because most likely port 25 will be blocked if you try to do it from home. So you do need to do this on a business connection. So first things first is the prerequisite to doing this is that you've already set up your system in a sane manner. So what does setting up your system in a sane manner mean? It means that basically all the stuff you do for when you set up a Vista system for the very first time is done. So your Vista domain configuration has to be complete, your devices have to be configured, Taskman and Mailman have to be running, your DNS has to be running, and you should have at least one active user. And what I would like you to verify though is once to know that you actually have everything set up correctly, you need to execute these commands and you need to make sure they all bring you back the same result. So let's go ahead and do that. So I actually this is a brand new machine I just set up, and I'm gonna be using it to I'm going to subscribe to the patch module using this machine. So let's go ahead and verify that our domain setup has been done correctly. Alright, so all of these three values should give you back the same result, and this now over here we can see that everybody has the same result when which we get back. So moving on, so step one, you're going to have to install the kids build for the last patch client. Now these have been continuously updated. You actually obviously if you're doing this, you're probably going to be talking about with somebody who's going to walk you through this, so you just need to ask them, give me the latest kids build, and so go ahead and work from there. Oops. Alright, so this is the last one. We're gonna go ahead and install it. Oh, actually, I don't have an access code here. Actually, no, I do. Here we go ahead and load it, and then we go ahead and install it. It's gonna ask you for a coordinator for the mail group. You can leave that blank, and let's go ahead and pipe it over. And here it is. It's done. It's installed. So there was nothing to it over here. That was pretty simple. So that's step one. Install the path. Need to add the forum domain as a domain. So all that is through FileMan. You're just gonna add an entry to 4.2. You're gonna say just add it, and we're done. And this next thing is we need to rechristen our domain, making this the parent. So we can go ahead and run this. Let's see. So this is that, and the parent is forum.osera.org, and we're done. Mention we're not gonna be talking via internet mail. What we're gonna do though is we're gonna do a direct link to forum via email. So the way we do this is we go through the mailman menu until we reach an option called edit a script. So it's XMMGR is the main menu. Go to network, transmission, edit a script, and let's choose forum. And there's no physical device. We're gonna say here the flags is send and poll. Disable turn command is no. Transmission is main. Priority is 1. 3 attempts. SMTP. Null. Forum.os.org. And here's we get to edit the text. So over here, now is depending on whether you have cache or GTM, you need to pick this up or this up. And that's it. We're done. Let's up out. And the next, to test it, you have to run the next option, play a transmission script. So there's play, and compilation errors, apologies about that. It's just that the system is just getting compiled for the first time. And it just happens that I actually did get something up here, which I wasn't intending for the demo. Essentially, this is what happened. So and S stands for us. This is the sender. R is for the remote. So this is where we're communicating, and it tells us, hello, my name is this, and this is what I provide. So this is pretty good. Now, so this is the part where I mentioned earlier. We're not going to listen to mail through the internet, but we're gonna just ask for every 120 seconds or 2 minutes for mail. So we're gonna go ahead, gonna do and we are, excuse me, need to go to Eve, Taskman Management, Schedule, XM Poll. Here we go. And we're gonna say now plus 3 minutes in the future, because it won't let me put any less. Then we're gonna say 1/22. And say save and exit. So that's everything you had to do first before anything else. Now, at this point, you need to pick up the phone and call your contact for setting up forum, and you need to provide them with your domain name. And my domain name, as we saw earlier, was this. So, let's pretend I'm your forum contact. So on the forum system, this is what I have to do. So I have to go to the domain file, and I have to add, have to go ahead and add you over here. And that's all there is to it. And the other thing is, the next thing is, I have to go ahead and add you over here. Now this already existed from a previous setup, so I'm just gonna go ahead and delete it. And I'm gonna go ahead and add it over here. So just as a sanity check, we just do a quick inquire, and this record is pretty much a stub. There's nothing to it. There's nothing else in it, excuse me. So the next, so this happens on your forum. I'm gonna get back to you, and what you have to set up on your system is you have to set up this mail group, and go ahead and invoke this option to use it. So there are a couple of steps to that. So first things first, you could edit the mail group using the mailman menu or fileman directly. So you go to mail group, find this mail group. I'm doing this on forum, I apologize, this is the wrong system. I'm doing it here. Okay, here we go. Alright, so it actually says what you need to do right here in the description. So what we do is we go to members remote, and we just go ahead and put that guy in there. I'm gonna tell it, do you want to add it? Yes, I do. And we're done. The other thing I mentioned is that you should add an active user so that you see the mail messages going back and forth. And you know, it's not a bad idea. I'll just go ahead and add myself. And please note, you usually leave the type over here empty. So the next thing is, we need to invoke this, but before you do that, you need to give yourself the security key that is protecting it. So you're gonna go ahead and do allocation of keys, A1AEMGR, and the holder is gonna be me. And now I'm gonna go ahead and run that menu option. It's gonna ask me, do you want to, it says here, let's switch to Osera Vista. So Osera Vista, and subscription is yes. It's gonna ask you to confirm, and here, if you say yes again, it's gonna say, okay, I'm sending an email to forum telling you that you want to switch. And so at this point you're not switched. You only get switched upon the agreement of the forum administrator, and you still cannot change this to yes over here, so it will stay at no. And having 2 question marks here is normal, that's expected. So that essentially is all that we needed to do over here. So next thing you have to do is to ask the administrator to go ahead and approve your site to receive the stream. So if you remember, we set up our system to send to to send emails every 2 minutes. So this actually just gives us some time to examine what the message that we just sent looks like. So if we go over here and we do read, and here it is, you could see the subscription change request. Let's go to forum. Alright, well, I was hoping that I'd be this lucky, and I am this lucky. If you remember last time we looked in forum, this was a complete stub, there wasn't anything in there. Now we've gotten a request for saying waiting from forum approval. So the way I would do this is I would go edit the field, stream change status. Now that's on forum again. We're gonna say in review, and now it's gonna send an email to the client. Now I know we won't, we won't be getting this right away, so because of the lag of our system with email every 120 seconds, so I can go ahead and run the XM poll option directly. I'm gonna tell it yes, go ahead, run it, and I can wait 5 seconds or so and then run it again, because we actually do need to run it once more. Oops, XM poll. Alright, so this way I think it should we should have gotten all the messages here. So let's take a look, since I'm the recipient of the message. So I should be able to say read in, gee, now this one is not what I expected. Alright, never mind this for now. I'm sure I'll figure it out one day. But this one it says subscription change confirmed. Let's look at 5 and 6. Oh, here we go. So now we know that it says we're done. It's approved. So if we go check our subscription file, so we could actually invoke that option again, A1AE change site subscription, and look, and you're gonna see that our subscription now is yes. Alright, the very last step that we have to do here is now that we've went ahead and of the Osera stream, what we need to do is put you in a group called g.patches at your domain name, and so in a specific mail group on forum. So we go to mail group and we go to A1AE package release, and go to members remote, and this is essentially the entry that I need to put in. I already had it in from last time I tested this. So we put this in, and anytime we release a new patch, you actually get it automatically. So let's actually give that a try. I do need the group name though, so let's say I'm going to say here, there's a here, forward the released patch message. So let's try this test patch, and we're going to send it to that mail group. Oh, whoops. This we have to put g dot. Here you go. And I'm gonna say, alright, so go, now it should have went ahead and sent it. Again, same thing over here, we just, unless we want to wait the 120 second, we just go ahead and run xmpoll. Yes, alright. And if we look at our patches group, you could see who's gonna receive messages in it, and we have user 1 who's I'm user 1 right now. So I'm gonna say if I go into mailman, I'm gonna go ahead read the mail, and here is that patch that I just sent you. So here it is.